Hello, hello, hello. J Wealth Book Club members, welcome to the snapshot of the Deep Thought Strategy book from Steve Lowell. I'm very excited to present to you today a snapshot of what I read in the Deep Thought Strategy book. We covered it throughout the month of February. I hope you can take out valuable lessons of it that will help you in your business, in your personal lives, in your jobs, and whatever you do. And let's jump in. The Deep Thought Strategy book with Steve Lowell. There's going to be 6 strategies that we're going to discuss today from this book that you need in order to succeed. Number 1, thinking deep before thinking big. We're going to talk about that. A lot of people are used to hear from the big gurus about the importance of thinking big, and that is important, but nothing is more important than thinking deep. And if you're going to think big before thinking deep, you're most probably going to fail. So it's important to have the right thinking head on your head before you start thinking big. You should understand what you really want to accomplish and how you want that to accomplish. Number 2, uncover your expert insights. We're going to talk about what is it that you are unique, that nobody else has, that you can claim ownership on. And then once you understand that, you can be the one person that nobody can compete with. You're basically competition proof. And that all has to do where you're holding in the Repumeter. We're going to talk about the Repumeter. Where is your reputation in the Repumeter? And then when you understand where your reputation is, you can start working towards improving your reputation. And when do you know that you are the one? And what are the 3 prerequisites that you need to understand in order for you to be able to compete and to be where you want to be, the one in the Repumeter, and your Repumeter, and the Repumeter of your industry. Let's jump ahead to number 1. Number 1, thinking deep before thinking big. Deeper precedes bigger at all times. We all know the importance of thinking big, and people, don't get me wrong, friends. It is important to think big. It is important. But if you're going to think big before thinking deep, what is it that makes you special? What is it that makes you stand out? Then you're most probably going to fail at thinking big. So you need to have the foundation of thinking deep first. Not only that, if you do it the right way, you think deep first, this is going to pave you the road to be able to think big to your success. And without thinking deep, thinking big will keep you small. And the author is talking about many examples, many stories of people who tried to think big before really understanding deep what is the foundation, the roots of their business. And they ended up, unfortunately, having to think small. If you don't want to fall into this trap, make sure you think deep before you think big. Number 2, uncover your expert insights. What is it that makes you unique? What is it that you can claim expertise that you have and nobody else has? The term expert insights refers to a body of knowledge that lies deep within you, of which only you can claim ownership to. Your expert insights are an expression of your expertise, providing your audience or prospective clients with a snapshot of their world from a perspective they had not previously considered. So in other words, it's not something that people come to you because you have the expert insight. They come to you because you can communicate to them something that they did not realize before, something they did not have, they did not get it, that I have a certain challenge, I have a certain problem, that you have a solution for that. So you can claim ownership for that. You can express the problem, you can express the challenge that will result in a solution. This is found by thinking much deeper about your client's condition than you ever have done before. You should go into the roots of what's bothering them, what's keeping them up at night. What is it that bothers them that they didn't even consider before? It's about knowing your client's world better than them that will position you as the only logical choice. You should understand their world in a certain perspective better than they do, because after all, they're in their situation. They're in their thing, and it's very hard for them to know it. But you come and you understand their world better than they do in certain areas, and that will position yourself as the only logical choice, the one. That will make you the one. And there are three principles in guiding how to get to be the one. The one means the only logical choice, and there is nobody else. And by the way, if you are listening to this and you're reading this book with us and you're not in business for yourself, but you're an employee, it could also be you should be the only logical choice for your boss, for your employer, for your work environment. It's the same concept, it's just in a different environment. Number one, what do you need for that? You don't need to be different. You just need to appear to be different. In other words, you can sell the same product, you can sell the same service, but the way that you communicate about your service, the way that you communicate about your product is completely different. You communicate it in a way from the client's perspective, from the challenges that the client has, from the challenges that your employer has. And if you're a mother speaking to your children, you speak to them about the challenges that your child has. It's not about, I want you to do something. It's, I want to help you identify certain challenges that you have, certain problems that you have, that I can help you overcome, and I might have a solution for you. Number two, how do you appear to be different? By changing the language that you use about yourself. I don't use the language about myself. I am here to provide you a solution. The way that I communicate about myself is, I'm here to identify a certain problem that you have in your life, in your business, in your finances, etc., that you might even not know about. And you will want to know about it as soon as possible. And that's how I communicate about it. Number three, you give over easily understood messages. No elevator pitches. You know, everybody's busy. When you find somebody in the elevator, you have 30 seconds. What do you say? No. You communicate it in a way that you help the person understand what are the challenges that they have and why you are the one who understands their challenges. It's not I make a pitch. My pitch is that I know what's bothering you. My pitch is I understand what's going on in your life, in your business. And this way you become the one, the only logical choice. And in order to get there, there are 4 stations, so to speak, in the Repumeter that we want to visit. Number 1 is app security. App security is when you are at the lowest level. People in your circle don't really know who you are and what you do. They just know that you're a person. They don't know exactly what you do. And then, once you move up a level, you go to competitive. People in your circle know what you do, but there is nothing that separates you from others doing the same thing as you. You don't stand out. Okay, they know what you do, okay, but you do it, Yankul does it, Shmeri does it, and Zurich does it. But they don't know anything special about you. Same thing, your employer. Then he knows that you are a good employee, so is few more employees. But what stands out about you? The same thing when you want to sell to your friend something, you want to sell an idea. What stands out about you? You're just another person. That's when you are at competitive stage in the Repumeter. Then you move up a level, which is branding. Branding is when people in your circle begin to notice you and what you do. Oh, they notice you. Oh, yeah, I know Chaim is doing this, JWell Book Club. Oh, yeah, oh, when they talk about Yankul, oh, Yankul is the guy who's doing this and this. They start knowing who you are. It's not just the people in your circles. It's not only that you are one of many. You are one of a few. They know what you do. They know who else does the same thing. But then we get to a different level altogether, and that's the one. You are no longer in a category of many. You are no longer in a category of a few. You are in a category of one. You are your own category. I do what I do, and nobody else does what I do. You are the one, your prospective client's only logical choice. When you talk about the solution, when people talk about the solution that I provide, it's not that they have a list of a few people that can provide the solution and I'm one of them. No. They have only one logical choice about the solution, about what they are looking to accomplish. And who is that logical choice? You. And that's when you get to the one. Now the $1 million question, how do I know? When do I know that I am the one? When do you know? When you are the one. And the way to know that is when you no longer have to compete for business. Clients come looking for you because they already know they want you. It's not you have to pitch to them. They come to you because the only thing they want is you. They don't want anybody else. In this state, your energy becomes more about working in your passion than about attracting business. You want to only work in your passion. You only want to work with people that you're passionate to work with. You love working with. You're passionate helping them. You start to operate from a position of being creative and being of service. How can I help you? How can I be of service? You don't have to worry about generating money as a full-time job. You don't need to work as hard to get new clients because everybody comes to you and you get to choose and pick with whom you want to work. And that's the power when you are already the category of one. You are the one. And in order to get there are 3 prerequisites that you need. And what are they? Before your reputation can move along the Repumeter in preparation for your deep thought strategy and you're thinking bigger, you should have a deep thought, a deep thinking before thinking big that will carry you all the way to being the one. In order to do that, you need to have 3 prerequisites. Number 1, outstanding client results and outstanding experience. You have to provide to your client outstanding results. And again, I'm talking about results. That's the important word. Because if you create for your clients results, that's all what counts. He or she wants to see results. He or she doesn't want to just see another idea, another product. He or she wants to see what kind of results do I get from working with you? What kind of experience do I get from working with you? And now, if I'm getting a certain result, in the client's mind, what's going to go in is, how can I help my friend get the same similar result as I got? It's not about the product. Sometimes they don't even know what product you sell. All they know is you are the person who provides a certain result. Number 2, turn them into raving fans. Make them talk about you. Make them want their friends to work with you. I'm sure all of you can think about certain people in your businesses, in your employment, in your jobs, that when they talk about what the results that you provide, they don't think about anybody else. They only think about you. And this is what you want to create for more and more and more clients. Number 3, ever-increasing circle of influences and networking. You need to have an increased circle of influences. You need to reach out to people that know a lot of people. Help these people so they know what you do, how you help them, how you provide a certain result or a certain experience, so they will in turn go and reach out to their circle of influence and let them also know about it, which will in return bring you more business, more people that you can help. When you follow these formulas and start thinking deeper and then thinking bigger, you are sure to move up on the Repumeter to get from the beginning up all the way to being the one. When you are the one, you are in your own category, a category full of potential to success and wealth without any competition, without having to compete for pricing, etc. Thank you so much for joining me today with the summary of the J-Well Book Club Deep Thought Strategy book. And I'm looking forward, I'm super excited actually, to be with you throughout the month of March. We are going to cover Eat That Frog from the big legend, Brian Tracy, that we're going to discuss amazing golden nugget on the topic of time management. Stick with us. I hope to see you next month. And if you have any ideas of good books or any ideas how we can improve the service, please don't hesitate to reach out.